Hey guys, Civilord here, back in with another action figure review, and today we'll be taking a look at a potential candidate for top 13 action figures of the calendar year 2025 in the Marvel Legends Gamerverse, of all things, Spider-Man 2 Super Deluxe, I'm not sure what exactly they're calling it, but nevertheless it is the man, the myth, the legend, Venom, brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, who also brought us this $50 Spider-Man, who, if I place him next to big, scary, not monster Venom, but monstrous Venom, in terms of size, you could see he ain't much of shit compared to him. He goes up to Venom's balls, and once again, that ain't shit, because this Venom probably has more plastic in just his body alone, like the arms, legs, torso, whatever, than this Spider-Man has in both his body, you know, arms, legs, torso, and whatnot, and all of the accessories combined. And this Venom only costs $10 more. You do the math. Getting him out of here. That's the only comparison you really need. This Venom's freaking huge. He's also Harry Osborn, and last I checked, we've never gotten a Harry Osborn Venom in the Life of the Marvel Legends line. We've gotten Mac Gargan, we've gotten Flash Thompson, and we've gotten plenty of Eddie Brock's, both movie and comic book, but never before have we gotten a Harry Osborn Venom. Although most of the time, Harry Osborn and Eddie Brock Venom kind of looks the same. I would say Harry Osborn almost leans more towards the Mac Gargan side of things, because that's when Venom gets stupid monstrous like this. Particularly on one cover for Dark Avengers, there is a version of Mac Gargan Venom, Spider-Man, whatever, where he is like a giant. And I kind of wanted to use this for that, but he's not bulky enough. He's a little slim, but that's okay. I like having a Harry Osborn version of Venom. I think that's cool. So, with that being said, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, why don't we cut right to the chase and get to the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all good old Venom has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a pair of giant sucker punch fist hands. That knocked the dog shit out of you when it comes to two of those. Of course, he's got the tongue head, as well as some drool that you can weave around the tongue like this. And then all you really got to do is kind of force it into his mouth, which can be easier said than done, to be honest with you. There we go. You got to warp it past the teeth. I think the teeth are probably painted, so be careful you don't chip the paint off those. Trying to get that in there, but it looks like his mouth is opening wide and the drool is coming from the top into the bottom, kind of pooling up a bit. That's gross and awesome at the same time, because we've never gotten anything like that before, and it's not like drool on his tongue hanging off his jaw like we're used to seeing. It's just all in his mouth. That's what she said. And it looks super freaking cool. I love the effect. So that's probably going to be the head I use. In fact, say goodbye to this head. I like it. I like that shit-eating grin he's got. But my Venom almost always has a gaping maw with a giant Gene Simmons tongue coming out of it. And this one especially, I love the sculpt on it. I think it's cool. You know, I'm a 90s Venom fan through and through. But this isn't Eddie Brock. It's Harry Osborn. So, you know, who cares what the eyes look like? Or the spider. That said, he also has, excuse me, this big old tendril effect piece, which just plugs into either one of the arms. And, of course, these kind of look like fingers, so you can wrap Spider-Man or whoever up in this. And by the way, I don't have any other like Spider-Man 2 figures other than the Miles Morales that came out in the Armadillo wave, was it? So I can't do any comparisons. I do have the Spirit Spider on pre-order from Walmart, but it's pushed back because of the T word. The word that shall not be uttered or mentioned or named on this channel for a hot minute until it's relevant again. So there you go. But taking a closer look at this Venom, he's freaking awesome. He's got some schmutz though. It's basically a big Marvel Legend, so you got your double ball peg in the head. That actually works pretty well. You can look up and down, you can tilt side to side, rotate side to side. I'd say it works as good as the movie Carnage. Shoulders will go out past 90 actually, and they does have a beautiful butterfly, so that's nice. Rotate the arm 360. Same thing with the bicep. No gumminess on this guy, like hardly at all. A little bit in the biceps maybe, but those pegs are so thick I ain't worried about those. I mean, just look at the size of his arm. Double elbow works, but doesn't look too hot. He does have a little elbow spike a la Sabretooth kind of, sort of going on there. He does have swivel hinge wrists. This is a nice open claw hand, whereas this one is more of a grabby claw hand, which is whatever. I wish he had just 2 claws, but chances are I might actually give the tendril to this arm and grab another effect piece and put it on this arm. It's the big blade from Space Knight Venom. I think that would look cool on this guy. Since he's so big, I think it would actually accentuate him quite well. Diaphragm ooh. Diaphragm joint can go back that far. That was the ab crunch. That wasn't. I didn't snap nothing. We can lean forward that far. Can tilt side to side, and of course rotate up here. It's got that poppy joint in it, but it doesn't feel whatever. Now, of course, you can crunch this far forward with the ab crunch. This far back, you really gotta push it, get it to go back at all. And really, it doesn't. This ab crunch sucks. Like, I don't get why everyone's like kissing this configuration's ass, because A, it breaks up the spider, and that drives me nuts, so that's useless to me. And B, this gets like no freaking range. Like, I should be able to bend any ab crunch ever made at a 90-degree angle, especially if it's just like a body, not like clothing or armor or anything. Armored. But, for whatever reason, Hasbro don't know how to engineer. At least the Marvel team doesn't. The G.I. Joe Classified team, I like what they do a lot better. I like the ab crunch up here and the ball joint in the waist. That way, they could use like softer, for lack of a better term, diaper overlays like, well, them or McFarlane, whoever. And we could probably get more range in the hips going outward. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. But as far as the legs go, kick out that far, go up this far. He does have a thigh cut, double jointed knee, as well as a calf cut, and a hinge in the foot with a rocker and a toe joint, which actually, because it's rather small, the toe joint where it bends, it doesn't affect his balance too much, so I'm okay with this, and I wish they would do this more often. They don't make toe joints like this hardly at all. It's usually always way too far back on the foot, and it causes the figure to fall down constantly and piss me off. This guy doesn't have that problem. What he does have is a big old honking Venom ass. Look at that ass. You wish your ass was that tightly clenched. I don't know why I did that. No homo. But yeah, that's Venom. It's a big-ass Venom. It's cool-ass Venom. And, you know what? The hell with it. I like it. I think it's cool. I bought it. Kind of tempted to get the black costume Spidey and the black cat that came out with this guy, but I don't know. I don't know. Then again, I'd have like a whole Back in Black team because we got Venom, we got Miles, the original Miles from the Armadillo wave, and then we got the black costume Spidey and Black Cat. Like, pfft. All we need is what's another Spider-Man villain that wears all black? I think that's mostly it. Morbius, I guess. Are they gonna do a video game Morbius? Who knows? But bringing in our two regulars. Before I wrap this up, we got the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith, which, you know. I think this guy is probably taller than the Mythic Legion's Ogre. And of course we have the infamous Elephant Spawn, who as usual, towers. No he doesn't. Who, as unusual, does not tower over everyone because Venom is frickin' humongous. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and is this one of the greatest figures of all time because it's a big arse Venom? Of course it is, at least to me, but I'm incredibly biased towards Venom because he is my second favorite Marvel character of all time and one of my top, probably 5 favorite comic book characters of all time, you know, alongside the likes of Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, and Spawn, of course. But it's not a perfect figure. I realize that. I still am not sold on the whole inverted ab crunch with a diaphragm joint thing. I think that should be reversed. I think G.I. Joe Classified series has that type of engineering nailed down pat with having the ab crunch in the middle and the ball joint in the waist, but that's just me. But again, the range ain't very much in that ab crunch. Like 1 click forward and back, that ain't much of anything. So if you like this sort of thing, fine, but it's not for me. However, I still thoroughly enjoy this figure. I think he's really cool. I'm happy to have him. And not for nothing, I think he was worth the money more so than the Maximum Series Spider-Man he's tormenting there. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.